Yeah guys, what's going on? Hazy here. Welcome back to another deck profile on the channel today. So we're here at the OCE Nats and we've just had the side event today and we've got Anthony here. Anthony managed to come. What did you come, Anthony?
I came third in the side event.
And what deck were we running?
I was running Sun Goten and Trunks being Fat Gotenks. So we're playing Chubby deck.
So this is the deck that I don't think you'll ever really see top.
But apparently it does.
But we've seen it can top, so we just had to sit down and get a deck profile on it.
Sweet. So for those who don't know what the deck does, on the front side it has an auto that when you combo with a blue card from your hand, you draw a card, so you don't need to attack to draw cards. You can happily sit back for the first couple turns, combo with a card, draw a card, generate some Z energy. Its awaken condition requires a Trunks and a Goten, they are in your deck, in either your drop and or Z energy, and you need one of each. So you typically do that on turn 3. It's Awaken Side, which is where all the magic happens. So this is leader.deck. This is the most important card in the deck. Gotenks Fusion Hiccup. When it attacks, it draws a card and it gains plus 5k for the turn. It's got another auto, which actually came up today, which is if it attacks a battle card with energy cost of 8, then it stuns that card. That card cannot attack the following turn, and then that skill cannot be used again for the game. We'll get to how that works out later. Its key is that it's got an activate battle once per turn for 1 energy, that if you happen to have both a Trunks and a Goten in your combo area, you can pay 1 energy, draw a card, and restand the leader. Now, its auto to draw a card and gain 5 is not once per turn, so it will attack, draw a card, gain plus 5. You combo with the cards required, draw a card, restand, swing again, draw another card, gain another 5. So its first attack is 20 base or 30 because you've comboed, its second attack is 25 base, and we have ways to restand it and keep going even after that, so it could potentially swing for 30, 35, 40, and it will keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. This is relevant at the moment because all the current floodgates in the meta are mainly focused on battle cards, and so this one says, I'm a leader, you can't stop me. So, how do we make this work? Well, we are a combo-centric deck, so I'm actually going to run a Unison here, and that is the Twins Unison. And this runs 2 purposes. The first thing is that it will combo from the drop, and it will combo with either Trunks and or Goten for the most part. It can also combo with another very important card if it ends up in the drop and we want to be able to put it in the Z energy, being Goku Vegeta. These are what I would call the combo enabler package. So Goku Vegeta is important because you need to be able to have Trunks and Goten in your combo area when you want to activate your leader skill. That means if you don't have them in your hands, you can pay an energy and bring them out from the drop into the combo area so you can restand your leader and keep swinging. As for the Unison, it gains markers really, really quickly, and it can apply a little bit of pressure, and it helps us with our combos both offensively and defensively. So combo enablers aside, very, very important. I would not play this deck without those cards. But now the main package. What do we play in terms of main package? Well, surprise, we actually don't play any Gotenks cards. We only play Trunks. So 4 Trunks and 4 Goten. And they are all our first turn play. They have an activate main, limit 1, that you can pay an energy and discard it from your hand, and you play the opposite character from your deck. The targets include themselves, so Goten can, when played, bottom deck a 4 or less. Trunks, when played, can bounce to hand a specified 1-cost Unison. But more often than not, I think someone just pulled something.
They just pulled 2 God Res, I think. 2
God Res? No chance.
Is that 2 God Res? Is that 2 God Res?
Oh, okay. Nice. Okay, 2 secret res. Cool. All right. So the other main targets are Trunks and Goten, and these are more often the ones that we're going to be playing off of these skills. Trunks, when he's played, draws a card. He has Revenge, and he's got an Activate Battle to gain 5k when you have a Goten in your combo area. So that can come up from time to time. Being Revenge means that it dissuades the other player from swinging into him, but realistically he'll get removed. He's just a cantrip for the most part. Goten is a little bit more relevant. He's got Blocker, he also draws a card when played, and he has an Activate Battle that he can restand if a Trunks is in your combo area. If he restands, he cannot attack again, so he either attacks and then blocks, or blocks twice. or he gets removed. But basically, these cards are your combo pieces to make your leader work. These are either going to be in your hand where you combo with them, your Z energy to be able to activate the various skills, or their drop area so that the Goku and Vegeta can bring them out when your leader wants to restand. So that's probably the most important card of the deck. You want to be having the ones that allow you to discard at the start of the game. At least one a second is nice. So that's the main engine. So how do we facilitate that? What else can we build? Well, Goku Oob is a nice piece because it searches for Earthlings, and there's a metric ton of Earthlings in this deck. So the entire Goten and Trunks package is an Earthling. It gives you a couple of swings. It can bounce a card. And if we look at the Z deck, we happen to be playing a leader with the SH tag, which means if you really want, you could drop your opponent's hand down to 10, and then if you attack with this, with a dual character, you could potentially give this card an extra 10k and triple strike. So it's potential easy pressure against any deck that wants to build a big hand. For example, if you're playing against Gogeta, drop the hand from like 15 or 16 down to 10, play this and really apply some early pressure with them for real cheap.
Did you get that off today?
I didn't play Gogeta, but it's an option. Did I get that one off? They prevented me from doing so by bottom decking it before I could get the attack through, but the combo was ready. So they had to respond to it. So good card is good card, Goku Oob. Now, why do we play this deck? Well, SH leaders get access to one of the best floodgates in the game. For anyone who doesn't know this card, it's typically used in the Gohan SH deck. It costs 1 to play when you combo with it, and 1 to sack it from the board, and it applies a restriction to your opponent, and that restriction is that they cannot attack with battle cards unless they can pay the cost of bottom decking a battle card with a cost of 2 or less. That's extremely powerful because most decks at the moment are playing 3, 4, 5, 6 drops, and they're not spamming the boards with lots of 1 drops, and if they do have those 1 drops on the board, they're usually serving very specific purposes that they need there. It's not so easy to get around this card. And so you can do this for just 2. You'll be able to quite comfortably get this off many times. If you see one, it probably means you're going to live the next turn. If you see a second one, you're probably living the turn after that. Extremely powerful floodgate. But it's not enough. We run 17 as well. Now, we virtually, very rarely will we actually play our Z battle cards, but our Z energy is massive. We are comboing from turn 1. We have a unison that creates combo power. Our main engine is designed around comboing, so we will have 3, 4, 5, 6 Z energy whenever we need. So that's our main floodgate, just to apply a little bit of pressure to their hand. More negates. We run 3 D-Magic. The deck draws a ton. You don't really need more than 3, so D-Magic do D-Magic things. 4 Bean.
The pretty bean.
Yeah, bean is just there to give your leader an extra buff, survive the other player's turn, and the extra energy is useful on defense because this actually costs an energy to activate, and so if you do it offensively often, but this bean enables you to do it defensively as well. So that's fairly relevant, and also it means you'll have enough energy to play Gohan plus the other combo to get out of attacks. So bean is bean. You can side 1 or 2 out in some matchups, but bean do bean things. So how do we actually kill the other player? Well, we kill the other player with our leader. Our leader is going to attack multiple times, and we need combo power. So in order to find all of our pieces, the super combo of choice are 4 Vegeta super combo. Because we occasionally have some dead cards, like Bean or D-Magic, or maybe even a spare Unison, so we want to be able to remove those, filter through, and find all the pieces that we want. Now, putting that aside, we need extra combo power, so there's a couple of UIs. And putting a UI on a leader is really powerful because they can't just remove it mid-battle, so they actually have to combo over it. But there's only 2 because you only want to activate it once, maybe twice again. So, we've got 6 more cards here, and these are perhaps the most important cards of the whole deck. But before we look at them, I'm going to pull out the Unison because it is relevant in this card here. We need to know how this deck actually wins a game. So, leader attacks once, it draws a card, it gains 5k. You activate Goku Vegeta from your Z energy, you pay the energy, you put the Trunks and Goten, you restand, draw another card, gains an extra 5, swings for 30k. You swing again, it's now going to be base 25. Now imagine if both of those attacks happens to have double strike on them.
Yes.
So this is a card from back in set 1. Encouraging Presence Monarcha, your leader gains double strike for the turn and you draw a card. Now, on most decks, that's irrelevant because the leader attacks once. But this leader can attack multiple times a turn, and so giving it double strike for a turn means it's going to be a 30k double strike, and then a 25 base K double strike, and we could even give it an extra attack after that. But these attacks need to be really, really big, and so we actually have an Overwhelm to facilitate that, which means you can actually Overwhelm, draw a card, give your leader an extra 5k, so your first attack is 25 or 35k base, your second one is a 30k base, and if you wanted to attack a third time with the double strike skill, we have our secret rare. So Beast Han will restand our leader. Now, only if your opponent's tapped out are you actually going to restand Beast Han and really try and kill with it, but most of the time when you're using Beast Han, it will restand your leader, and then 50-50 between restanding Beast Han and an energy to be able to add more combo power to your leader. But restanding your leader means your leader could be attacking for a 40k double strike base, plus combos. And if that wasn't enough, then for absolutely free, your Unison will have been gaining some markers, and so you can actually combo, Spirit Boost, restand your leader, gains another 5k, and so it swings for a 45k base, and that is limits 2. So you can do that up to twice per turn. So you could theoretically have your leader attack once, twice, 3, 4 times, 5 times. So your leader could attack 5 times, going for 25 or 30k base, followed by 25 or 30k base, depending on how you went, 35, 40, 45, plus combos. This is leader.deck. Very, very hard to stop leaders. Lots and lots of combo power. Anyway, that's how we basically kill our opponents. A little bit on the Z deck. I already mentioned the Goku. That we run 2 of Black Kamehameha, just for extra combo power, and it's quite common to actually use one and then want to play a second one. The deck is fairly tight on energy, so there's not many Z cards that are relevant for the deck, but in order to filter, we've got one Goku Awaken Onslaught, just so you can discard a Bean or a D-Magic and keep applying more pressure. The mandatory one-off Beerus, there might be a case where you need to remove a big threat, and because the deck has very little removal, but for the most part it doesn't need it, if your opponent goes really, really wide, we've got a couple of cells just to deal with those. But basically, that's the entire deck. It's leader.deck, swing with big numbers, big chubby. Let's go.
Chubby, yep. So you want to quickly run us through your sideboard?
So sideboard is relevant for a few different matchups. So I've actually got a couple Haru in this because there's a fair bit of yellow in the format at the moment, and being able to restand extra energy is quite nice. So if you restand energy with Haru, it means you can, say, pay 1 energy to restand your leader, then get all the energy back, then pay 1 energy to play another card, then play another one, or get your energy back, then play Beast Han and do everything all in one turn, and it's absolutely brutal. So, nice card. A couple God Slicing, because we are playing a Unison, and there are several 4-drops that are potentially relevant. For example, you could hit the 4-drop Goku in U7, and also relevant are a couple of floodgates that would actually be rather painful, such as, say, Ready to Rumble in blue, or other 4-drops that you don't want to allow to hit the board. But it didn't come up today, but it's there if it's needed. This is for Mechikabra, though today it actually came in handy against the yellow baby deck, which takes a life to restand and then has dual attack. And so this was able to stop their leader from attacking more than once for that turn on the turn that they would have attacked me 2 or 3 times with their leader. So this would also potentially hurt this deck, but this deck doesn't need to keep using the leader to gain because it can actually sit back, unlike the baby deck. So this will hurt it a little bit, but yeah, that's what that's for. Mandatory, a couple Koitsukai. Some decks want to go really wide. If you on the turn you want to really kill, paying 1 energy to hurt them for trying to stop you. Koitsukai doing Koitsukai things. We need a bit of removal in some matchups, the more aggressive matchups that hit low to the ground, and because we generate so much energy, this is typically live as of turn 2 and always 3 comfortably. So for 1 energy, you can easily just remove a threat mid-battle and draw a card, so it's not really going to hurt you. But it's not needed in the main board because most decks just get around it. If you're struggling for easy removal, then I figured this was a cheap removal. For 1 energy, you can just Z-charge one of their cards, swing, and then it gives you a bit of defense on the other turn because it will neg their leader by 5k. So it's a nice little tech if the deck has a bunch of cards that you need to get rid of. For green, there's a couple of Agora, because we would like to be able to actually swing through and not lose our hand before we go in for our kill turn. And finally, because our deck facilitates it, we've actually got a couple of Gohan and Piccolo. And this is for those decks that actually want to put a couple of key barrier threats on the board. And for example, if you're able to board this into yellow really quickly before they put a Sin on the board, you could remove that. They might have various barrier blockers in play, and so this is just a good cheap way to remove it. And this is like always live because the Goku Vegeta from our main deck is always able to generate the cards in our combo area to be able to make us play this card. Didn't come up today. I did side it in, but I never actually saw it. But it is what it is. Anyway, awesome. That's Gotenks.
Nice.
Yeah, chubby.
Chubby. So, any shout outs you want to give before we finish up?
Yeah, shout out to my team, Game 3. Shout out to my brother who's sitting over there. Yo. Always helps me test. I had one fun game with him last night where a skill that should never come up came up. The one skill is this one, where you can bounce a unison with the cost of 1 back to the hand, and he was playing the green cooler deck with all the 1-cost unisons. So that was fun. So yeah, shout out to him. Shout out to Attack for a great event. Shout out to you for putting on this deck profile. Yeah, no, that just about does it.
Awesome. Well, congratulations again, and good luck over in the US Nats that you're going to.
Cheers. Looking forward to it. Should be good fun. I'll see you all there.
No worries, guys. Well, if you haven't, guys, please be sure to like and subscribe. There will be some more deck profiles. I have my own top 16 from Cooler Mill coming out again, hopefully in the next couple of days, but we'll see if we can try and jag a couple more. But appreciate you guys' support, and we'll catch you on the next video.
See you later.